Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So usually I post gameplay with no voiceover or anything like that. But in this case, there was too much background noise, so I wanted to post this video and not have you guys hear all the background noise. So I'm playing with my friend Bronson. I met him over at Omega Gaming. That's the local we play at. I'm playing a Pride Rock Simba deck, and he's playing a red-purple deck. Yeah, I like playing with Bronson. He always has cool tech options. He's always testing new stuff, so the matches are never stale. He's always playing something that I don't expect, and I do the same. I like changing it up. I like playing sucky decks just because I think it's more fun. A little bit more challenging to win, but you know, me and Bronson don't really like cookie cutter builds, so I think this is a good way to post decks and gameplay of stuff you don't usually see. So he started with the Diablo. I have the Simba out. I missed my first my turn one play, so I'm gonna go ahead and start inking, and the goal of this deck is to get out the big stitch and then play out your little guys and keep drawing. This matchup is tough because if I don't quest out fast enough or get enough advantage, to be prepared really takes us out. So he's playing Lefous, which is a really cool tech option. It kind of circled out of circulation a while ago, but it's cool to see it come back. So he's going ahead and he plays the Fox, takes out my Pride. He put 6 damage on it, so it only leaves me with 1 more damage on it for it to be taken out. I believe the willpower on the Pride Rock is 7. If you don't know what that card does, is if you have a prince or a king on it, you pay 1 less for your characters. So any of my Simba cards are princes or kings, so once I'm able to move it in, I'm able to pay by 1 cost for free, and goes really well with the Stitch. So right here I played the Fix It Felix for just 1. I drew a card. I know that Pride Rock's gonna get taken out this turn, so I figured I would just get a draw off of it. I ink a Pete and quest. No, I don't quest. I hit the Diablo and he draws a card. So we'll see what he does. I see he has a super goof in his hand. He has all the tech options. He has the Foo. He has Goofy. This Fox is a menace, taking out locations. That Fox and Crab is the best way to get rid of anything on board. These purple decks has gotten really good this past set. Genie is running around rampant, super hard to take care of. So he's gonna go ahead and take out my Pride Rock. So I still have my Simba on board. I'm only posting 2 games formats on this channel for now, just because three rounds takes forever to upload, and it's a lot of watch time for you guys. It's like an hour of gameplay. I mean, most places seem to run best of 2, so I figured it'd be easier just to start out. It makes it a little bit easier on me and for you guys to watch just games of 2. Here I play another Pride Rock for 2, and I play a second copy. Man, I remember I opened up a ton of uninkables, so I was inking stuff I didn't want to ink. I've seen builds that play lanterns just to get that stitch out quicker, but I'm on docks and I'm on wheel, so I didn't want to play another uninkable. Lantern's a good card, but I don't think this version of the deck really relies on it. You can still get that stitch play. It might take another extra turn to do it, but if you open up the 1-drop Simba and then the turn 2 Pride Rock, it's really good, because then turn 3 you can move it and start playing stuff for free. So he does a cool play here where he plays the Crab on the Fox and takes out one of the Pride lands. He then plays the Lefous and readies up that fox, and he's able to take it out. The other one, since it already has the seven attack power on it, so that one fox was able to take out 2 locations. And after that, I was like, man, I don't know if I can come back from that, because I was banking on keeping one of those around so I can play stuff for cheap. Here's a new card from the new set, Azurite Sea, the Simba Shift. This is a really cool card. 5-drop, uninkable, great for singing. I see me play Doc and draw some cards. End up questing with Fix It Felix here, and then at the end of the turn, Simba lets it ready up. Anything that's exerted gets ready when the Simba card's exerted. But I didn't really get to abuse it here since I only had one character that got readied. So that fox took out two Pride lands, and he took out Big Simba. That fox carried the whole game. That one play kind of swung the whole tempo of the game. And from here, I'm just like, maybe I can get some really good top decks, but it wasn't looking good. Here's a card that's kind of getting phased out, the Rabbit. Genie kind of running rampant and replacing the Merlin Rabbits, but I still believe in the Rabbits. I still think it's a really good card. Here's the Stitch, which is a very slow play if you don't have the shift or a Pride Rock to get it out early. So this is just us testing some decks. Nothing super competitive. Maybe well, he's playing a really good deck. Red Purple's always really good. He's playing a lot of tech options like Lefous and Super Goof. Well, it's like a good element of surprise. It can really throw people off. But man, he's just out-tempoed me here. He has all the good cards. Red Purple have so many good cards. So here I play Wheel. So I make him dump, I think like 4 cards, and I dump 1. So get to review our hand, but he has 4 cards on board. There's no way. I don't have any rush characters. I don't have a bunch of removal. The whole idea of the deck is to flood the board and quest out, maybe drop a Pete before they can B-prep you. So you see the Stitch doing work here now. I played the Mickey, draw a card. Play another Simba, draw a card. Play Smee, draw a card. Play Simba, draw a card, and now that Simba has Bodyguard, so it protects the Stitch pretty well. He's gonna have to run through the Simba before he can run into my Stitch, but he has so many cards that it's not gonna be a hard thing to do. And he has a full hand, so all it takes is quest out, be prep, and I pretty much lose. So he hits my Simba with the Crab, buffs up the Lefous, and takes out the Stitch. Really good play. Takes out the Smee, draws a card. And he hasn't even used any ink yet, and he took out most of my good cards. All these other are just fodder. Plays out Queen's Castle, which this deck, I do play the 6-drop Simba. which can take out locations, and you can shift it on top of the lower ones. Inks a card, so he has at 8 ink now, so he has 4 more to play. And he drops a Genie, the Menace. Genie runs away with games. Seems like it was at 2 and then at 3. Now people are playing it at 4. I was lucky enough to be able to get 2 of them when the set dropped for like $12 a piece, thinking I was only gonna need 2, but now I think I need at least 3. So they're pretty expensive right now. So I usually play purple decks, but I made this deck just because I had the extra cards and I wanted to just kind of catch people by surprise. It's a really cool theme deck that can steal some games if you open with the right hand. If not, it's kind of a grind, but it's still fun. Baby Stitch, Big Stitch. At this point, I'm like, I already lost, so let me see what I can do. The reason I shifted it is just to save 1 ink and try to flood the board with as much as possible. So I used 5 ink instead of 7. It's a 1 and then a shift 4, so that's 5 ink instead of playing a 1 and a 6 drop. So here I get a couple of draws off the Stitch. Quest for 3, and the Smee takes a damage at the end of the turn, and he just top decks the B prep, and he's pretending like he doesn't have it. Look at him, pretending like he's thinking, yeah, Bronson, I see your hand now. Inks the Crab, so I think he's at 9 ink. And Quest for 3. B prep. There you go. So this video is sped up about 10%. So we are not moving as fast as it looks like we're moving. Now, locations are a bit of a problem with this deck. My only removal would be that big Simba. So that Queen's Castle is a menace. I think I'm at 8 ink. I play a Happy. A Dock. I'm shuffling, thinking. I'm like, is there any way I can win this? You know, when a red-purple player has more cards in hand than you, it gets a little scary. So I hard cast a whole new world. I think I just gave up at this point. I think I lost the game when he did that Lefous play with the crab and the fox. That just swung so much in his favor. So I got a Baby Stitch on board now. At this point, he probably has so much removal in his hand that I'm like, I don't think there's any way I can do anything. Like you see, he has a big Sisu in hand, and I'm like, holy smokes. Big Sisu is good. Big Sisu is good. And a quest for 3. Moves 2 to the Queen's Castle, so next turn, if I don't get rid of those, he'll draw 2 extra cards. Oh, look at that. Big Simba came into play. Takes out that Queen's Castle. But he's staring a dragon down, and even in his hometown, he can't do anything to it, so he still has 4 on board to quest next turn, and that's game. So Bronson takes this round. And we're gonna get to the next round. Okay, so here's game 2. No, this is game 3. Game 2, we played it, and I ended up winning that round. But it was kind of boring. So I'm uploading games 1 and 3. It's the same outcome, but I just didn't want the video to be too long, and I kind of wanted to show you guys how the decks interact with each other. And this game 3 seemed to show some more plays. So the game 1 I went first, game 2 I went first, and ended up winning game 2. So now game 3 he went first. I play a Smee, so I have a normal curve, just stitch Smee, and then I play a 3-drop next turn, or a Pride Rock and a 1-drop. You go ahead and he plays the crab. Either when someone plays a crab on turn 3, they either want to bounce it the next turn, or they're gonna sing with it, or they just don't want to lose tempo. I always assume he has a fox in hand, so I'm always worried about exerting. Getting rid of the crab is crucial, because that thing can take out your locations with the fox in one swing. Makes your little guys big beaters. So here I ink a Lilo and play a Pete, so no actions. So whether he was gonna bounce it or sing with it, now he can't sing with it. I take out the mini, and the Smee does a good job. It'll trade out 2 cards. So whether it's a crab or something else with rush, it'll take it out. He plays the genie, draws a card. So I saw the friend, so I figured he was gonna sing with the Merlin, but since I dropped the Pete, he couldn't sing anymore. So he went ahead and quested, which I was happy to see, because then that Smee can trade out for 2 cards. So I take out the crab. I shift the stitch. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I do a lot of shuffling. I don't know, it's just a tick I have. I'm always messing with my cards, hand shuffling, swiping my cards around. I don't know, maybe I have too much anxiety playing. But Bronson's super chill when he's playing. He doesn't jitter or anything like I do. You see me, I'm moving like crazy. I'm touching my discard, I'm shuffling my hands. He inks a Chernabog, so he's at 5 now. I don't remember what he plays. What's he playing? The Elsa? Okay, so he wants to get rid of the stitch as quick as possible. So he hits with both to do 4 damage on it. I'm thinking maybe he has another Elsa in hand for next turn to take it out. Or something. But I lucked out. You know, Genie questing for 2 every turn is insane. And it sucks that Stitch is a 3 strength because Medusa takes him out pretty easily. So you spend so much of your resources bringing him out. You only have so much time to put in work before he gets taken out by a Medusa or something. So the Simba draws, discards. I discard a wheel. I probably have too many uninkables in my hand. And then I exert and draw a card off the Stitch. I play Fire the Cannons on the Genie. Slow him down a bit. I haven't inked yet. What am I inking? Happy. So I play Happy and Dogs, and I also play the Dwarves Mine. Looks like I pitched a Pride Rock with the Dog and draw 2. And then I use the Stitch to draw an extra cards. I have 3 cards in hand now with 3 in my inkwell. I pay 2. I paid 2 for the Dog and then 1 for the Daisy, and then I draw a card. Quest with Pete. And I was scared he would have another Elsa in hand, but I didn't want to quest with it either, just in case he didn't. I'm hoping the Stitch lives another turn. So right now he's at 5 ink. If he inks, he'll be at 6. So there is a chance Medusa comes down. So maybe I should have quested, but I was being greedy and I just left it readied. So he inks. Oh no, he takes it back. I feel like I'm always trying to figure out how to organize my board. I'm terrible at it. I keep changing it up. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I'm doing. He plays Sisu and then he plays We Know the Way. What that does is you shuffle a card into your deck and then you draw a card. But when you draw that card, you can reveal it, and if it's the same name as the character you shuffled in, you get to play it. So he shuffles in a Merlin Crab. And then if he reveals a Merlin, he gets to play it. It's a pretty cool card. I cut, and boom, he has a Diablo in hand. So I lucked out, my Stitch survived, and I can do more shenanigans this turn. 5 ink, but we're already at 6 ink, and I'm only at 2 lore. So I gotta start questing before he doesn't let me do anything. Baby Stitch, exert, draw a card. Let's see what I do. Let's see. Simba. Exert, draw a card. Next turn is B prep, so I need to drop another Pete here to save my butt. So I ink a Dwarf Mine and I play Pete. There we go. Quest for 2. Adds a Merlin. So he was 1 card away from playing that for free with We Know the Way, which I lucked out. Quest for 3. Then, do I leave it ready? I think I do. So I'm here, I'm organizing my board because there's so many characters on board now. I'll make a little character bridge right there. So I have one more turn to get some good quest out. But I see he has a Sisu in hand, and that's probably the second best card you can have in hand against this deck. Number one being B Prep. So he does the Sisu shift, and he clears out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, which is insane. And then he plays a Diablo. So that is his turn. That's 7 ink, 6 for the Sisu, 1 for the Diablo. He's probably thinking about questing or hitting Pete. Or questing with the Sisu. So he does quest with the Sisu, so he goes up 4. So we're matching 7-7 right now. So I'm like, I gotta get rid of the Sisu. Play Simba, exert, draw 1. I'll play Dwarfs, Mine, and a Fix It Felix. So I'll draw 1 off the Fix It, and then I'll exert him to draw 1 for the Stitch. Ink. Play Happy. Exert, draw. And I think I decide to take out the Sisu because since I have the Simba bodyguard, unless he has a Fox, I can quest with the Stitch and he can't take it out because Elsa only has 2 damage. It can't get over the Simba. So he has 2 cards in hand, I think. And I'm just hoping one of them isn't Fox. So the Simba doesn't let Elsa hit the Stitch. Okay, so he has a rabbit. Draws into another Elsa, which he cannot play this turn. Here I am organizing my board again, trying to make it organized so that my opponent can think better, but me moving it might be confusing them more. I don't know. So he plays 2 rabbits, which is good. That makes me happy because then that means my Stitch lives. So he ran his Diablo into my Simba so he can draw some more cards. I think he's digging for a B Prep. He's either digging for a B Prep or another copy of Sisu. I don't know how many Sisu he plays. Might just be the 1, so I think he probably plays 4 B Prep, 3 B Prep, and a Sisu, something like that, but he's digging. So here I move Happy in. I didn't catch that the Elsa should be dead already. So that's what happens here. We realized that the Elsa should have died. He said, you know what, Elsa should have died. You can do 2 damage to something else. I was like, nah, I'm just not gonna move it there. Just put the Elsa in the discard and I'll save my ink. So Simba, draw 1, discard 1. So I'm gonna discard a card. Big Simba, exert for Stitch and draw. I'll play a prize land. And then I move the little Simba. I move the little Simba because if I move the big one, even though it has more attack, At least this way they'll have to get through the other one first before they get to this one. Smee, exert, draw. Mickey, exert, draw. And then here's where I should be questing out. I'm up by 4, so I have 11, he has 7. So I think this is a good time to quest with everything. Apply some pressure. And then these Smees should be taking damage at the end of the turn. There you go. Here Gabe calls, and I have to ignore him because we're recording videos. Takes out the Simba. Takes out the Stitch. He's probably like, where's that B prep at? Where's that B prep? So I still have a Simba in the Pride Rock. It gets cut off in the video a little bit, but there is an exerted Simba in the Pride lands. Plays with Finders Keepers. I think at this point he scoops. He's like, nah, I can't get rid of all of them. So that finishes up. Just leave a comment, subscribe, let us know where we misplayed. If you're in the Cypress Katy area, we play at Omega Gaming. So if you ever want to get some matches in or get some videos out, you have a cool deck you want to put on camera, hit me up. And we'll call it a night. Peace out, guys.